So good morning, everyone. My name is Shireen Payton, and I'm from the Kenneth Young Center. We are the first LGBTQ center located in the northwest suburbs. We are open 6 days a week, I would say. We have programming in the age of COVID. Of course, everything has gone virtual, but we are excited that I believe this is our 4th year of offering a spring/summer, this is now summer, LGBTQ competency training. This is our first one that is 100% virtual, and we were excited to partner with the Penta Pride Project on this endeavor this year, as well as the Human Rights Campaign Chicago, HRC Chicago. And then also joining us is Cook County Commissioner Kevin Morrison for the 15th District, which is the district in which we all are housed. So I'm very excited about this training that we're doing. We also have HRC Youth Ambassadors joining us today as part of the training. It's going to be very interesting. And I will tell you up front, we've never done this before. So I want to thank Dan Hanners, who managed to, who managed to figure all of this out. You know, many of us, maybe we used Zoom prior to COVID-19, maybe we used, FaceTime, but we've never used Zoom in this capacity. So we ask for your patience as we go through this process. But again, we're very excited that we're able to do this in this time, and that we're able to bring this conversation virtually, and that we all can do this safely. And I would like to pass it off to the Pentas, to Carolyn and Bob, to talk about the Penta Pride Project and the work that they do. Thank you, and welcome, everyone.
Thanks so much, Shireen. We are so excited to be a part of this morning and to be working with HRC and the Kenneth Young Center. Just to tell you a little bit about the Penta Pride Project. First of all, I'm Carolyn. My pronouns are she, her, and hers.
I'm Bob Penta. I use he, him.
And the third co-founder of the Penta Pride Project is in summer school this morning because she's 14. Her name is Molly. And actually, that's where I'm going to start, just to quickly tell you a little bit about us. When our daughter came out as a lesbian at the age of 11, and a little bit later decided that she was bisexual, she was out to us, but not publicly, until we attended Aurora's Pride Parade, where she was so filled with love and joy that she decided she would come out to the world. And that we would try to throw our own Pride Parade in Buffalo Grove. So we are probably the best known for the parade we threw last year on June 2nd, 2019. Many people from the area and all around were there. But we did also form our nonprofit, the Penta Pride Project, that puts on at least one event a month. At least we did before COVID hit us. We do everything from drag queen story hours to trainings. We've done transgender vigils of remembrance. We do coming out day celebrations. But everything that we do is centered around celebrating, highlighting, and normalizing the LGBTQ community in Buffalo Grove and the northwest suburbs of Chicago. And again, family friendly. So when I say we're going to do drag queens, we're going to do family friendly drag queens, because we believe in normalizing this community from a very young age and celebrating it. And so I look forward to meeting y'all later in other sessions. I would like to pass off to Justin Kozatek, who is with HRC Chicago. He's with their steering committee. He's also a member of HRC's National Board of Governors, supporting their political action and community engagement work locally and nationally. Justin, it's all yours.
Thanks, Carolyn and Bob. So as they said, I'm with Human Rights Campaign Chicago Steering Committee. We're a volunteer steering committee group, and there's 32 of us throughout the country. The Human Rights, if you don't know, Human Rights Campaign is a national LGBTQ rights organization. They have a really heavy political arm, the C4, but they also have a foundation arm that has organizations like Welcoming Schools program, All Children, All Families, other programs around corporate equality, all the indexes, the municipal equality, state equality. And so I've been working a lot with, as Carolyn said, the political action and community engagement. which is a pretty important time right now. And HRC is very focused on the Equality Act. It was passed in the House last year. And until we get a new Senate, I don't know if it'll pass the Senate yet. So we have to work very hard this year, November 2020 election, to make sure we elect pro-equality senators and House of Representatives throughout the country. HRC also endorses other candidates at state level and local level. In this area, HRC has endorsed Congresswoman Underwood and Congressman McCastin. There'll be an event later this month for that, so we'll send out information on that. And just also, like, Alfonso David is a new president of HRC. He's the first person of color president, first Black president of HRC, so I'm really proud to be part of HRC right now, and he's actually submitting written testimony today to the House of Representatives around the legislation that was newly introduced to help demilitarize the police and worked with a lot of other organizations on that. So it's a really important time, and thank you all for being a part of this.
So I do want to turn it back over to Krupa, who will share with us some housekeeping information for the day in terms of what workshops to go to and how that will work.
Yes. So so there's a lot of different workshops, a lot of really great experienced people sharing their understandings and facilitating knowledge shares with you all today. So all workshops are open for all individuals. Some workshops are going to be youth led. So adults are allowed to go to them. You also will see that there are, since we have so many different occurring workshops, feel free to go from one to another. Definitely check out all that we are applying or providing today. As I said, so I don't think right now it might function, but we would love for folks to, when speaker view is over, you should be able to see your video or your blank screen and change your name. So I'm just going to go over the instructions for that really quickly. So when the time comes and you see this option, feel free to change your name. So when you see the image that has your face, hover over it, it'll say mute and then 3 dots next to it. Press those 3 dots, then go down to where it says rename. And we would love if you could write your name, pronouns, and maybe like location or service sector that you're in. And I'll type this in the chat box and send it to people in case anybody wants more information. But since we want people to participate, there are some cool features in Zoom. One of them is that you can use, what is it called, emojis. So there's like a thumbs up one and there's a high five one. So please feel free to press those when that option appears for you. Also, I think those are adjustable to skin tone, so definitely change those if you'd like to match your skin color. All the workshops are also going to be recorded. Just an FYI, if you have any questions, I definitely recommend using the chat function to message the group or the moderator or the host of the event. So definitely be in communication.
Nicole thought that it would be a good idea for us to have perhaps a conversation briefly about what's been going on in the news just overnight, and how in its impact on especially the Black trans community.
Yeah, so there was, Dan shared with us some news this morning regarding a Black trans woman who was brutally beaten by a group of men in Minneapolis on June 1st. So just kind of, we wanted to have that conversation and have people thinking about that when going through these workshops today, that when we're talking about LGBTQ people, we're also kind of wanting to include that intersectionality lens of different identities and really acknowledging, Black and Latinx folks' experiences within the community.
So I don't know if anyone in the audience, if you want to raise your hand or send an, I don't know, how would they let you know, Krupa, that they have something to say? We probably have time for a comment or two before our 9:30 break.
Yeah, I think the best way would be comments. I can help by putting I think the name of the woman who was, physically harmed was Iana Dior. I can post a link to the news article if anybody's interested in learning more about her case. But if you have any comments, feel free to drop them in the chat box. So somebody asked, will there be a session that talks about what the term LGBTQ stands for? Really awesome question. And to help folks out, there's in the email that everybody received about this event, there should be, the first thing on that list should be a pre-workshop briefer, for lack of a better word, that goes over terms within the LGBTQ community. So definitely check that out as you are in the workshops today.
There's also an LGBTQ 101 discussion continued. So it's meant to build upon what's covered in the video. We also recognize that, I'm also guilty of this, where they'll send pre-work out, don't necessarily do it. Nicole and I recognize that. So in our session, we will cover some of the information that is in the video, but we'll also extrapolate on some of the information. So if you're interested, you can attend that workshop. It's the LGBTQ 101 discussion continued. Krupa, are there other comments you want to read out loud that others may not be able to see?
Sure. So in the chat function, Sonia let us know good morning. So happy you're here. And we share your messages of embracing diversity, inclusion, and equity. Maria said thank you for letting us know about the resources that we're sharing. I recommend that since there's a lot of people who have a lot of resources in our workshops today, if anybody is looking for more resources or would like to share any, definitely share them in the chat function. I think that might be a good way for us to really communicate digitally today. Because FYI, as Shireen said, this is our first time doing a training digitally. So we are also trying to learn how to better use this technology. So all patience will be appreciated. But there are no other questions as of right now.
I could offer a comment just on the, beating the article that was shared around Iana Dior. I think this is just like another, horrible example. But it's an opportunity to support transgender led organizations. Sorry, my lights went out. And one really important one in the Chicago area, mostly supporting the South Side, is the Race-Based Alliance. It's the first Black-led, trans-led organization in Chicago, and they do incredible work to support the community, the transgender and gender non-conforming community. They have a COVID relief fund. They've been getting supplies together for those protesting. So whether you're in Chicago or out here or, wherever you're, watching this from, try to find someone, an organization close to you and help them out.
Okay, so I think we'll just have a longer break than normal, which is good because, again, to get ready and set up with technology is always good. So we will transition into the next session, which starts at, what time is it? 9:40. So we have about 23 minutes. Good, my math is good today. All right, so thank you everyone for joining the plenary. Again, thank you for your flexibility and your patience. The other thing that we will do is when we send out all of the PowerPoints, handouts, etc., that's shared today, we will gather what is placed in the chat and add that to a separate section to let you know that this is what the participants had to add in terms of resources. So thank you, and we'll see you all in your workshops.